At 22, I could barely feed myself, and she's over here making movies?
I'm not a writer.
Okay.
Alright guys, welcome back to RobTheFiasco Reviews. And we have this is a special Saturday for you guys. I'm not gonna do a huge blockbuster movie. I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Today's review is gonna be a smaller scale movie. First time director, Marina Bruno, here from Ottawa, Ontario, just knocking it out of the park on her first try. This movie is called Cotton String. This movie is about two middle-aged men who decide to invest in a hippie's invention of classic cars. That's all I'm gonna tell you in this review, because I need you to watch it. This movie has 1 hour runtime and is shot non-linear, which means the events don't take place chronologically, but at the end they all fit together and you'll love it. Now before I start this review, I'm just gonna let you guys know, Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director. I love him. Everything he does, because he does so few movies, that everything he does, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. So when you hear me say it's like Quentin Tarantino in this review, you know what that means to me. As soon as this movie starts, you get that Tarantino feel. He usually starts his movies looking onto a landscape, kind of a little subtle shaky cam, and he likes putting text on the screen. Now this movie, I feel like it's inspired, Cotton String, it's inspired by Quentin Tarantino throughout, and I can't get enough of it. There are very few places where this movie falters. Even the sound editing, and I know, I'm a film nerd. I pay attention to things like score, sound editing. The amount of dedication that was put into this movie, that you can hear the mosquitoes in the background as you're talking. It's little things like that. The score, it doesn't overtake you, it just subtly helps the movie progress. And I enjoy that. Sometimes, and even for big blockbuster movies, they care about the score way too much. I don't want to hear the music when there's an important dialogue scene taking place. And Cotton String gets that right. The characters. Let me start with Lucas. Now I'm gonna give you guys comparables to what I believe these characters are. Now Lucas to me is kind of like a Javier Bardem. Not because of his accent, not only because of that. He kind of has this like quirky touch to him, and then he could snap at any moment. It's kind of like Javier Bardem in Skyfall. As soon as I saw him and I saw more scenes with him, that's the first thing that came to mind. It might be a little bit because of the accent, like 5%, but the rest is because you're always on the edge of your seat. Like, quirky is the best word that I can use to explain it. He's very quirky, and then he'll just punch someone in the face. If you've seen Skyfall, you know what I'm talking about. Now, the other main character, Martin, coincidentally, I feel like he's a Martin Freeman type. He's kind of like Martin Freeman in Sherlock. He's kind of fidgety, and he talks real fast, and you don't know what he's gonna say next, and he even kind of looks like Martin Freeman. I don't know. When you watch this movie, comment down below, let me know what you think. But he's kind of Martin Freeman in Sherlock. That's a feel that I got at least. One of my favorite things about this movie is that the scenes, they're long, and I don't want to say long and drawn out. It was to accentuate the dialogue. And again, Quentin Tarantino, very famous for this. He has long, drawn out scenes that they make you think and you get lost in them. A few scenes in this movie that go on for more than 5 or 6 minutes in one location, and it makes you hang on the edge of your seat for the dialogue, and that's really impressive. Now, near the second and third acts of this movie, this is where I'm like, hey, Tarantino. If you know Quentin Tarantino, you know he loves blood. Have you seen Kill Bill? He basically used a water gun to squirt the blood out of these people's necks. Now, a few of these scenes, and one in particular, Jesus Christ, the amount of blood, it's not gory blood, it's to elevate what the scene really means, and the gruesomeness at which it takes place in, and it never takes you out of it, and it's never laughable. It's just, if you know Quentin Tarantino and if you know how he loves blood, I feel like Marina Bruno really has that same sensibility. I'm gonna be honest, for the first 2 parts of this movie, first 2 acts, I was a little bit lost. I was like, where's this movie gonna go? How's it gonna come together? But by the third act of this movie, when everything comes together, this is an hour well spent. If you wanna see a movie and you wanna see a good locally made film, or locally if you're here, just a good film in general, check out Cotton String. I'm gonna link the movie down below, as well as her personal channel and her channel for her production company, Wondering Pictures. So you get to see she has behind the scenes. So once you watch the movie, go back, watch behind the scenes, so you see what it takes to make a movie like this. It's crazy. To be honest, I went into it, I've never watched a movie on this scale. I didn't know what to think going in, but I had no problems with this movie. I was engaged the whole time. The runtime wasn't too gaudy. An hour is very manageable. The only thing I didn't like about this movie was the end credits. They rolled too fast. I couldn't see who did what. That's the only thing. So I definitely recommend watching this movie, Cotton String. It's free. You don't have to go out to the movies. The link's down below. Just press it. 1 hour. Get some popcorn. some beverages you'll enjoy. Alright guys, that was my review of Conjuring. Hope you enjoyed it. If this is your first time to Rob the Fiasco Reviews, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Become a member of Fiasco Nation. We're a family here, so join the family. Comment down below once you've seen the movie. What was your favorite part? Am I wrong with the Quentin Tarantino comparisons? How right I am? I assume it's gonna be the latter, not the former. You will like this movie. It's a very good movie. My social media is linked down below, so follow me on all that. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all that good stuff. And remember guys, there is no spoon. This is a fun little story for you guys. I used to work at the airport, and one day, Quentin Tarantino came in, so I scavenged around and I found an envelope, and he signed the envelope for me that I still have. I didn't bring it today because I don't have it with my camera, but I've met Quentin Tarantino. If that means anything to you guys, I just want you guys to know that.